Stay tuned until the end of the video for a chance to win a copy of Surviving Mars. What's going on, guys, and welcome to Surviving Mars by Paradox Interactive. So this is a new IP that they're coming up with, and it is a colony builder, and it's not just your average builder style game. No, it's a builder style game on Mars. As you can see in the background here, our delicious red dusty planet. So let's get into it, shall we? So we have two options for starting a game here. We've got Easy Start, which just loads us up with the easiest settings of the game and throws us at the planet. And then we have New Game with a whole slew of customizability options. We have all kinds of things that we can mess around with here. We'll start with our mission sponsor right here, International Mars Mission. As you can see, it has a whole bunch of information right next to it here regarding just the level of materials, funding, and all sorts of kind of settings as the beginning of our colony is going to have. So let's take a look at our list. You can see there's quite a few here. International Mars Mission is the one that is currently selected. It's the easiest one. It's difficulty very easy. Then you have USA, Blue Sun Corporation, China, India, Europe, Space Y, which I assume is a pun for SpaceX, Church of the New Ark, Russia, and then Paradox Interactive. Then you can randomize it. Basically, it just picks one of these at random. So let's take International Mars Mission as an example. It gives you starting rockets 4, which we'll explain in just a short moment. Difficulty very easy, so that's the game's overall evaluation so far of this beginning. Funding 30,000 million, which is a very strange way of putting that number. We're gonna say $30,000 just for the sake of shorthanding it. Research per sol, which is the amount of research that our sponsor is doing for us until we start producing our own research, of course. Starting applicants, which is the list of people who want to come to Mars, is 200 people. And we'll start seeing some of that later on when we decide to get some people coming to the planet. We have a large rocket payload, 70,000 kilograms, which is how much our rocket can actually carry, because we'll get to pick what comes to Mars with us. The colonists never get Earthsick, which is a good thing, because Earthsick people don't function very well, do they? Food supply from passenger rockets is increased by 10 times, so all of your passenger rockets will come with food, so that they have at least a minimum food supply, and this times it by 10. And rockets synthesize fuel, which means you do not need to start with fuel to send your rockets back in order to be reused. Recommended for first-time players, so seeing as the game is very brand new, we'll go ahead and we'll start with that. And we'll move on to our commander profile. Now this is you, yourself, your personal being. This is how you are going to run your colony. So we have a whole bunch of different ones right here. Inventor, oligarch, hydro engineer, doctor, psychologist, politician, futurist, ecologist, astrogeologist, rocket scientist, and then again random, just picking one of these. And if you look at the top there, each one does have a difficulty bonus that changes. So each one of these have a different, I would say, stat bonus. We'll go with stat bonus, and then a technology that they grant. So an inventor makes drones gradually optimized to work and construct faster until Sol 100. Then you get a bonus tech, autonomous hubs. Drone hubs no longer require power or maintenance, which, by the way, is very strong. Oligarch, fuel production is increased by 25%, and it also gives you arcology, which unlocks a residential spire, which you'll see for drones later on. Hydro engineer starts with a water deposit revealed. Domes consume 25% less water, so your people are a bit more thrifty. And you get water reclamation, which is a spire building, just like the one above, except it is based around water instead of residential. A doctor, which minimum comfort required for birth is lowered by 15, which is great. A bonus tech, STEM reconstruction. Means your colonists live for longer, which means they work for longer. Psychologist. Colonists recover 5 additional sanity while resting in their homes. And this bonus tech, behavioral shaping, which is another spire, which is basically you have certain traits for your colonists, and this one helps keep them sane. Being on another planet, while initially just seeing, oh, you know, it's just like Earth, it's very different and does take a toll on your mental well-being, so sanity is a big issue. Politician. All funding gains are increased by 20%, which means you can buy more things to send over from Earth on your rockets. And you also get Martian patents as your bonus tech. It's a repeatable tech that gives you funding, which means you can have more money to send more things to Mars, which is always very useful. Futurist. Breakthrough techs are researched 30% faster. Breakthrough techs are, I'm going to say, semi-random technologies that can be granted under certain circumstances that are very strong and are not always guaranteed to be granted to you. So you may discover a breakthrough tech that reduces the amount of concrete that your domes take one playthrough, and then the next playthrough you may never actually see that. So this gives you the ability to research those 30% faster, because they do cost a lot of research. And your bonus tech is autonomous sensors. Your sensor towers no longer require power or maintenance. This is really good for expanding very quickly in order to see the map and the resources that are upon the ground. Ecologist. Service comfort of decorations increased by 10, which is awesome because you really want your people to be comfortable so they have babies. If they're not comfortable, they don't feel like having babies, and eventually the population of your colony will dwindle, and you'll be back down to a population of drones. Your bonus tech is the Hanging Gardens, which is another spire building, which gives it says which improves residences in the dome, but it actually it brings up the comfort level of each of your residences. Astrogeologist. Starts with the rare metal deposit revealed. Your extractor production is increased by 10%, and you gain deep scanning, which allows the scanning of sectors for deep deposits. More minerals, basically. It gives you more deposits. More deposits of things with a larger quantity most of the time is what I've noticed. Rocket Scientist. Starts with an extra rocket. I think for our beginning profile that we picked, it's dependent upon our sponsor. We had 4 already, so this would give us 5, which is a bit overkill, but it's okay. I'm sure we can end up using all of them if we really try. And our bonus tech is CO2 jet propulsion, which unlocks the shuttle hub and long-range transportation, which gives us a fantastic ability to send our colonists around to different domes if we should build them very far apart from each other. I'm actually going to go ahead and research Inventor because I like the autonomous hubs. No maintenance and no electricity needed for my hubs it's a very powerful thing, especially early game when resources are very, very, very tight. The International Mars mission gives us 4 starting rockets, but some of the more difficult ones will only give us 1. Or Space Y gives us 5, but also much less funding and much less starting applicants. 50% cheaper advanced resources too. So you really have to look through these to get the ideal combination of what you think you're going to need. This one is really strong for the rockets synthesizing their own fuel, because then you can send them back very easily. The rest of this colony logo is it's just aesthetics. You can pick whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick, I think I'm going to pick Don't Panic. That's going to be our motto for this campaign, is Don't Panic. The mystery is, well, frankly, it's a mystery. Mars is a very unknown planet to us, so we really need to decide. We really need to discover more about it and decide whether or not it's habitable. This, you could set it to none, and it's just a regular old boring red planet. Or you can have one of these, which is a mystery. with varying difficulties. We have no idea what they are, and I'm not going to spoil any of them for you, so I'm just going to hit random. That will come into effect around, I'd say, like late mid-game towards the end game. You'll see more and more about that. And I'm not going to spoil anything more of that after that point. Our difficulty bonus, only 10%. That's fine. This is just a first playthrough, so we're going to go ahead and do it. So here we are, loading up our rocket with shiny things. Here it is with our Don't Panic logo on it. Presumably coming out of orbit of Earth. So first of all, we have this, which is our prefab buildings. Is our flat pack McDonald's springing up over on Mars, except this is a drone hub, not a McDonald's. Moisture vaporator, drone hub, Stirling generator. Then we have the ability to also have a fuel refinery, a machine parts factory, an electronics factory, and a polymer factory. Now these two, you build inside domes. This one, you build outside of a dome, and all three of these require colonists to operate. So you probably don't want to bring these on your first ship where you will only have drones, and you won't have colonists for quite some time. Drone hubs are basically an area control, like an aircraft control, except they control drones instead, and they order the drones around to do certain tasks. Without this, your drones do nothing. So, drone hubs are very important. Moisture vaporator, it produces water. I'm actually going to take this off because I don't feel like I need it, and I'm going to use that capacity for other things. Drone hub, I'm going to keep one of them, and Stirling generators will be useful for emergency power. Generally, I don't use them. I try to rely on my own power, but they're good for backup. So we're going to go back. So here we have drones. So our rocket will have 6 drones of its own. Those drones will disappear once that ship is gone, but presumably will take over with the drone hub. We have an RC rover, an RC explorer, and an RC transport, which I'll explain what they do once we get to the planet. We have 15 polymers, 15 machine parts, 10 electronics, and 4 orbital probes, which is great. We have no concrete, metal, or food. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with... I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just bring some more metals, which is way cheaper than that prefab moisture vaporator. I don't really want to do it. Because I'm going to try and land on an area where I will discover water, which we'll see in a second. I'm going to rename my ship. We're going to call this the Kaido Corp 1. And here we are selecting just where we're going to traverse to and land. So we can pick anywhere on Mars. Want to down here? Sure. Over here? No? Okay. And then you can also pick these nice little labeled parts, or you can kind of scan around and see if you want to find something. So find like the perfect spot. So over here you have, this is how rare it's going to be to find metals. The lower this bar is, the more rare the mineral is. So right now metals quite common, concrete very common, water semi-rare. Threats, this operates on the same scale, so not many dust devils, maybe a couple of cold waves, but dust storms and meteors are going to plague us. So I'm going to hit random until we get a nice quiet area for us to build with some good resources. Maybe look around. Ooh, look at that. Full resources, but almost full threats too. So we want really low threats. We can also hit custom and find a custom coordinate. So I'm going to go ahead. That's actually not too bad. You can kind of micro this a little bit here, but dust storms are hugely prevalent in this area. This one is pretty good, actually. We've got a low chance of most of this. Metals, kind of low. Concrete, relatively okay. And then water, we have an abundance. So we're going to hit start right here, and this is where we're going to land. And here we are with the beautiful loading screens. This is in-game footage, I can tell.
Welcome to Mars.
Thank you, friend. So here we are, and we get a quick recap, a little bit of storyline for you, a little log, mission log, and a reminder of your profile and sponsor, just in case you forgot spending all of that time trying to find the ideal land. Oops, excuse me. I'm just going to go ahead and pause this so we can take a look around. We're not going to bother with the hints. So if we look at our map here, we can see that we have this weird kind of ridge of mountains that run right through the middle of our map here, which is completely fine. We can tunnel through this later on if we need to. But we do want to look, say, we have some nice flat land over here, but it's given us this over here, nice bit of concrete all the way up here, but nothing else whatsoever. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my drones, my probes, sorry, which we have 4 of them, to scan some area over here. I'm going to pick this because it's nice and flat. Beautiful. We've got some metals, we've got some water, concrete, anomaly, rare minerals. Perfect. So we're going to splash ourselves down right in the middle of this, I think. And here we are. So let's check this. It's low, but there's 10,000 of it. Concrete, high amount of concrete with a large. Oh, this is beautiful. This is fantastic. Yeah, this is great. Great stuff. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to land ourselves probably right here. We're going to land ourselves right here, and it's going to bring ourselves down. We got a milestone. We found water. We've scanned a sector, and we're going to start up a research. So research is 100% random. We already have a breakthrough. But that's already research. So that technology you got from picking the inventor is a breakthrough technology, which means it is potential that you can get it, but not always guaranteed. Unlike these, in which case, just because the order is randomized doesn't mean you're not going to get it. It is going to eventually pop up. So while I may have gotten this one this time, right here at the first of robotics, next time you play, it could be here all the way at the end. But you also don't have to research these in order. So if you get a anomaly that grants you a technology here, for instance, then once you've researched this, it will unlock the 2 around it. So you can research those 2 without having done all of these. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start at decommission protocol because it allows me to remove old buildings in case I make a mistake. It's a huge irritation of mine. Subsurface heating, what's this? Low G fungi, an out of dome building that produces food is very useful. Explorer AI generates another 100 research per soul, which is basically an in-game day, but it acts more like a year, so kind of a skewed timeline, but you'll get used to it. I'm going to put that as my second one, third, and fourth. So you can queue 5. We don't really have anything else, so we may as well queue them all up. And here you go. This is going to cost us 1,000 research. We're currently getting 300 per soul, so it's going to take us 4.5 days of in-game time. And you see the little rocket is already coming down here. We'll watch it come down here in a moment. So one of the first things that we want to be doing is probably be building a concrete deposit. I'm going to go ahead and build the first concrete deposit up here because concrete is an essential building or an essential building material as it's required for almost everything. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see, where can we get the most out of this? 504, 515. Going to put that there. So we got a little icon saying that there's no drones available to come and do that. That's fine. Just wanted to pop it down, get it ready to go. We're going to hit the play button. These are just the game telling us that we've scanned these resources, so these areas right here. I know this. I'm going to go ahead and queue up some more sectors to be scanned by our ship and other assorted satellites that I assume are up in the atmosphere. Camera controls, thank you. So, here we go. We finally landed on planet Mars. Here are our drones flinging themselves out of our ship. And with that being said, I think this is a fantastic moment to end. So as I was saying at the beginning of the video, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified of my new videos. Share the video in at least one place and make a comment down below that you've joined the space program, and one lucky commenter will get a copy of the game on release day. Additionally, if we get to 50 likes, I'll pick 2 winners instead of just 1. So to double your chances, hit the like button Until that next video, ta-ra.